If you are not in the process of becoming the person you want to be, you are automatically engaged in becoming the person you don't want to be. If you can't sleep, then get up and do something instead of lying there and worrying. It's the worry that gets you, not the loss of sleep. You can make more friends in 2 months by becoming interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get other people interested in you. Happiness doesn't depend on any external conditions, it is governed by our mental attitude. Don't be afraid to give your best to what seemingly are small jobs. Every time you conquer one, it makes you that much stronger. If you do the little jobs well, the big ones will tend to take care of themselves. Remember that a person's name is to that person the sweetest and most important sound in any language. If you want to conquer fear, don't sit home and think about it. Go out and get busy. Remember, happiness doesn't depend on who you are or what you have, it depends solely upon what you think. Flaming enthusiasm, backed up by horse sense and persistence, is the quality that most frequently makes for success. I have come to the conclusion that there is only one way under high heaven to get the best of an argument, and that is to avoid it. Avoid it as you would avoid rattlesnakes and earthquakes. Fear is the result of a lack of confidence. A lack of confidence is the result of not knowing what you can do. A lack of knowing what you can do is caused by a lack of experience. A lack of experience is caused by a lack of doing something new. The best possible way to prepare for tomorrow is to concentrate with all your intelligence, all your enthusiasm, on doing today's work superbly today. That is the only possible way you can prepare for the. Inaction breeds doubt and fear. Action breeds confidence and courage. If you want to conquer fear, do not sit home and think about it. Go out and get busy. Most of the important things in the world have been accomplished by people who have kept on trying when there seemed to be no hope at all. The chronic kicker, even the most violent critic, will frequently soften and be subdued in the presence of a patient, sympathetic listener, a listener who will be silent while the irate fault finder dilates like a king cobra and spews the poison out of his system. To be interesting, be interested. Be sympathetic with the other person's ideas and desires. Fear not those who argue but those who dodge. Criticism is dangerous, because it wounds a person's precious pride, hurts his sense of importance and arouses resentment. You can conquer almost any fear if you will only make up your mind to do so. For remember, fear doesn't exist anywhere except in the mind. You can conquer almost any fear if you will only make up your mind to do so. For remember, fear doesn't exist anywhere except in the mind. You can measure the size of a person by what makes him or her angry. Try honestly to see things from the other person's point of view. You can conquer almost any fear if you will only make up your mind to do so. For remember, fear doesn't exist anywhere except in the mind. Try honestly to see things from the other person's point of view. Our thoughts make us what we are. Each nation feels superior to other nations. That breeds patriotism, and wars. Big shots are only little shots who kept on shooting. Criticism is like a carrier pigeon, it always returns where it started from. Action breeds confidence and courage. Names are the sweetest, most important sound in any language. Any fool can criticize, complain, and condemn, and most fools do. But it takes character and self-control to be understanding and forgiving. Most of us have far more courage than we ever dreamed we possessed. By fighting, you never get enough, but by yielding, you get more than you expected. The only way on earth to influence the other fellow is to talk about what he wants and show him how to get it. We are all dreaming of some magical rose garden over the horizon instead of enjoying the roses blooming outside our windows today. Today is our most precious possession. It is our only sure possession. Feeling sorry for yourself, and your present condition, is not only a waste of energy but the worst habit you could possibly have. Do the hard jobs first. The easy jobs will take care of themselves. People rarely succeed unless they have fun in what they are doing. Knowledge isn't power until it is applied. Our fatigue is often caused not by work, but by worry, frustration, and resentment. If you want to gather honey, don't kick over the beehive. Only knowledge that is used sticks in your mind. All men have fears, but the brave put down their fears and go forward, sometimes to death, but always to victory. The only way to get the best of an argument is to avoid it. You never achieve success unless you like what you are doing. If only the people who worry about their liabilities would think about the riches they do possess, they would stop worrying. You can't win an argument. You can't because if you lose it, and if you win it, you lose it. An hour of planning can save you 10 hours of doing. The royal road to a man's heart is to talk to him about the things he treasures most. Don't be afraid of enemies who attack you. Be afraid of the friends who flatter you. People like people who help them like themselves. Winning friends begins with friendliness. Action seems to follow feeling, but really action and feeling go together, and by regulating the action, which is under the more direct control of the will, we can indirectly regulate the feeling, which is not. If you believe in what you are doing, then let nothing hold you up in your work. Much of the best work of the world has been done against seeming impossibilities. The thing is to get the work done. The successful man will profit from his mistakes and try again in a different way. The person who goes farthest is generally the one who is willing to do and dare. The sure thing boat never gets far from shore. Every man I meet is my superior in some way. In that, I learn of him. Arouse in the other person an eager want. He who can do this has the whole world with him. He who cannot walks a lonely way. 3/4 of the people you will meet tomorrow are hungering and thirsting for sympathy. Give it to them and they will love you. You can close more business in 2 months by becoming interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get people interested in you. Those convinced against their will are of the same opinion still. Be concerned with your character than with your reputation, for your character is what you are, while your reputation is merely what others think you are. There are 4 ways, and only 4 ways, in which we have contact with the world. We are evaluated and classified by these 4 contacts: what we do, how we look, what we say, and how we say it. When dealing with people, remember you are not dealing with creatures of logic, but with creatures bristling with prejudice and motivated by pride and vanity. Only the prepared speaker deserves to be confident. Tell the audience what you're going to say it, then tell them what you said. There are always 3 speeches, for every one you actually gave. The one you practiced, the one you gave, and the one you wish you gave. Instead of condemning people, let's try to understand them. Let's try to figure out why they do what they do. That's a lot more profitable and intriguing than criticism, and it breeds sympathy, tolerance and kindness. To know all is to forgive all. The difference between appreciation and flattery? That is simple. One is sincere and the other insincere. One comes from the heart out, the other from the teeth out. One is unselfish, the other selfish. One is universally admired, the other universally condemned. It is the way we react to circumstances that determines our feelings. Be more concerned with your character than with your reputation, for your character is what you are, while your reputation is merely what others think you are. A man without a smiling face must not open a shop. Our main business is not to see what lies dimly at a distance, but to do what lies clearly at hand. For better or worse, you must play your own instrument in the orchestra of life. One of the most tragic things I know about human nature is that we all tend to put life aside. We are all dreaming of the magical rose garden beyond the horizon, instead of enjoying the roses that are blooming outside our windows today. Take a chance. All life is a chance. The man who goes farthest is generally the one who is willing to do and dare. Every day is a new life to a wise man. Today is life, the only life you are sure of. Make the most of today. Get interested in something. Shake yourself awake. Develop a hobby. Let the winds of enthusiasm sweep through you. Live today with gusto. You can sing only what you are. You can paint only what you are. You must be what your experiences, your environment, and your heredity have made you. For better or for worse, you must play your own little instrument in the orchestra of life. Why talk about what we want? That is childish. Absurd. Of course you are interested in what you want. You are eternally interested in it. But no one else is. The rest of us are just like you, we are interested in what we want. Why talk about what we want? That is childish. Absurd. Of course you are interested in what you want. You are eternally interested in it. But no one else is. The rest of us are just like you, we are interested in what we want. Instead of worrying about what people say of you, why not spend time trying to accomplish something they will admire? Even God doesn't propose to judge a man till his last days, why should you and I? If you want to be enthusiastic, act enthusiastic. Remember, today is the tomorrow you worried about yesterday. When fate hands you a lemon, make lemonade. The essence of all art is to have pleasure in giving pleasure. The person who seeks all their applause from outside has their happiness in another's keeping. Are you bored with life? Then throw yourself into some work you believe in with all your heart, live for it, die for it, and you will find the happiness that you had thought could never be yours. First ask yourself, what is the worst that can happen? Then prepare to accept it. Then proceed to improve on the worst. One reason why birds and horses are not unhappy is because they are not trying to impress other birds and horses. Act as if you were already happy and that will tend to make you happy. If you want to keep happiness, you have to share it. Many people think that if they were only in some other place, or had some other job, they would be happy. Well, that is doubtful. So get as much happiness out of what you are doing as you can and don't put off being happy until some future date. When we hate our enemies, we are giving them power over us, power over our sleep, our appetites, our blood pressure, our health, and our happiness. Actions speak louder than words, and a smile says, "I like you. You make me happy. I am glad to see you." It isn't what you have, or who you are, or where you are, or what you are doing that makes you happy or unhappy. It is what you think about. Happiness doesn't depend on any external conditions, it is governed by our mental attitude. You have it easily in your power to increase the sum total of this world's happiness now. How? By giving a few words of sincere appreciation to someone who is lonely or is discouraged. Perhaps you will forget tomorrow the kind words you say today, but the recipient may cherish them over a lifetime. Your purpose is to make your audience see what you saw, hear what you heard, feel what you felt. Relevant detail, couched in concrete, colorful language, is the best way to recreate the incident as it happened and to picture it for the audience. Happiness doesn't depend on outward conditions. It depends on inner conditions. Thanks for watching. Like, share and comment, subscribe new.